everybody, and welcome to Nashua ETV's coverage of Silver Knights baseball here at Holman Stadium. I'm Tom King, along with the voice we just referred to as GJ.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
I'm not doing badly. How about you, GJ?
I am absolutely stupendous.
That's right. We had a great game the last time. We had a lot to talk about the last time we did a game, and I'm sure we're going to have more to talk about tonight with the Silver Knights facing the Norwich Sea Unicorns, who I sometimes call the Navigators because that's what they were when they were a minor league team. But this should be an interesting game. We talked before the game on how Nashua was in a long home stretch of 11 out of 14. They're in the middle of it. And they won a big game last night at here at Holman Stadium when they beat Westfield, a team that I'm starting to hate. I don't know why, but I'm not liking it very much. But that was the signature win in my mind. They're 12 and 14. They've got to put together, get a 5-game winning streak going, get back in this race, and they can do it.
Yeah, I'm with you on all accounts there, especially with the hate. I think it's good. I think it's good for the league. I think, rivalries, I think, quote unquote, mortal enemies are always a good thing. And contentment is always fantastic in sports, in my opinion. But yeah, it was a big game last night. A huge win for the Nashua Silver Knights. As like you said, they're 5 in a row on the W column. But again, this Norwich team comes in. They are very good, a solid team sitting in second place. So Nashua taking on the first place team last night, now the second place team here today. So this is going to be a tough outing here for Nashua. But let's do this here real quick. Let's get you caught up on where we are here on the starting lineup and the defensive positions. Leading off for Norwich is going to be number 16, Alan Porter, the center fielder. Christian Stratus, the left fielder, batting second, is wearing number 3. Number 4, Alex Irizarry, the shortstop, batting third. Peter Link, the third baseman, batting fourth. Isaiah Walker, the right fielder, batting fifth. M.D. Connor, the first baseman, batting sixth. Nick Tomasetto, the DH, batting seventh. Michael Oates catching, batting eighth. And Nick Storino batting ninth as Porter gets his first hit.
Yeah, as Kurt Gowdy used to say, the late Kurt Gowdy used to say on all his baseball broadcasts, there goes your no-hitter.
Yep, I was just about to say, there goes your no-hitter. And the no-hitter, unfortunately broken up again by Alan Porter. Defensive positions around the horn is Valdez, Laponis, Tulo, and Kearney. Zorn, Allers, Carey in the outfield with Donahue catching.
And we got
Cam Keviney.
And we've got a lefty on the mound.
Yeah, with some good movement. And a pretty good pickoff attempt as well.
Our lefty tonight, as we said, Cam Keviney, 0-0 with a 5.40 ERA. His last outing, 1 2/3 in relief, allowed an earned run, 4 hits, and 4 strikeouts. There's that ball hit to no man's land again. But last night we saw what I'm surprised we don't see more often. The wraparound foul pole shot over the brick wall from Owen Carey last night for a big home run in that game.
Yeah, that was a great job by Carey. Really pretty much helped start the rally for the Nashua Silver Knights yesterday. I thought that was a pivotal moment. I thought it was a pivotal moment in the 4th and 5th innings for Nashua to come back. So they came back a couple times yesterday.
It was great. Come back tie, come back take the lead. Then it seesawed back and forth. And, of course, the most pivotal moment, I thought, that was a big swing and a miss. I thought the most pivotal moment was still the double by Kearney.
Yep.
I thought that was just huge because that just gave the pitching staff a little bit of breathing room, and they needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. The double in that 8th inning, scoring 2 as he was left stranded at third in that inning. But, yes, a huge game for Nashua. I thought they, again, had a lot of resiliency and a lot of moxie, as you were, to come back a couple of times in that game and really set the tone for what I think is going to be the remaining part of this season here. Is that got him?
Yes.
Nicely done. Right on the leg. Right. The ball was in a perfect spot there. Beautiful throw by Donahue on the putout.
Donahue with a strike.
Absolutely fired that down
Don't
there.
want to be a team that other teams think they can run on, and that just helps right there. Scott Donahue out of UMass Lowell.
I'll say Nashua in the past has had issues with, having guys steal and haven't been able to keep runners on. And this catching, trio, so to speak, with Bernstead, Donahue, and Fosberg are been doing great work behind the dish.
Noon has been hurt.
Yeah, I was going to say,
seen him, so that's why they went and got Bernstead, who had caught for Cayenne Bagshaw down at Endicott, and just asked the team before the start, during the start of the season, keep me in mind. I'm around if you want me to come. He was playing basically in a men's league down in Central Mass, Shrewsbury. A lot of college guys playing in it, so it's similar. And but he wanted to play for Nashua if he could, and there's a ball 4 and a walk. So now we're going to have it all over again with 2 outs and 1 man on. So they called him. Bagshaw called him last Saturday night. He starts on Saturday. Bernstead starts on Saturday. He throws 2 runners out at third, including the final out of the game. Seen some good baseball over the last week and a half, I think.
Yeah, well, Nashua is 7-3 in their last 10. Norwich comes in 5-5, like you said, in the middle of a home stretch with 11 out of 14 having some home cooking. So Nashua really starting to get in stride here at home, and that's going to be popped up and should stay in play, but just barely, and will for out number 3.
Yeah, that's a great play. I told you before in the last broadcast, I saw so many high school games in the spring that anything that was popped up in foul territory, no one was going to catch. Not the same here. And I thought last night we saw about 3 or 4 of those that he grabbed at first base.
Yeah. So. Both of our first basemen here for the Nashua Silver Knights very adept at defensive positions and keeping the ball in front of them and keeping an eye on it and really having the athleticism to track down pop flies like that. So let's take a minute as we flip to the bottom half of the inning. Let's get you the lineups and the defensive positions. Lighting off for the Nashua Silver Knights, the center fielder, number 16, Tommy Allers. The shortstop, number 20, TJ Laponis, will hit second. Number 25, Owen Carey, the right fielder, is batting third. Scott Donahue, the catcher, number 13, is batting in cleanup. Nick Kearney made that last out in great play. Number 14, the first baseman, is batting fifth. Aiden Zorn, the left fielder, number 35, he is batting sixth. Anthony Ruggiero, the DH today, number 50, batting seventh, I should say. Jeff Valdez, number 26, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Ben Tulo, number 1, the second baseman, batting ninth. And again, Cavini is the one pitching for the Silver Knights. Around the horn, it's Length, Irizarry, Storino, and Connor, with Status, Porter, and Walker in the outfield. Timothy Lewis pitching to Oates behind the dish. And one thing I want to mention here real quick, and we mentioned it on the broadcast on the FCBL network that I was on yesterday during the game, having guys like Valdez and Tulo at the bottom of that lineup, even Loikitz in there, Laponis, any of those guys you can put down there, you're almost giving yourself a second and third almost leadoff hitter down to the bottom, because if you look at the bottom of the lineup, there was a lot of good things that happened in the bottom half of this lineup for Nashua.
There were and there weren't. I mean, I was on, been talking to people about Valdez. Valdez sneaks up on you because he'll come up there in a couple of key situations and won't get the job done, but sometime during the game he will. And last night, his single in the 8th inning with 1 man out started the rally. The thing about Valdez is he's dead pull. I'd love to see him be able to go the other way and spray the ball around a little bit. Talk about dead pull. There's a shot by Allers. Pitchers are starting to catch up with Tommy, I think.
Yeah, he's starting to just cool off just a bit.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, any other time I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that lands as a liner down there.
And so if that lands over his head, he's on second base,
exactly,
no doubt about it.
Exactly. So that's why I'm not necessarily too worried about Tommy Allers cooling off a bit, because he started off so hot early in the season. I mean, you could argue he was, and you could argue still that he could be in the conversation of the top 5 for MVP for the season so far.
Yep.
As Laponis takes that on the outside for ball number 2.
Kyle Jackson's message to his team last night. basically a lot of it was to the pitchers. And he pointed up at the scoreboard, and he said, look at where the zeros are that you put up, and then look at what your team did after that. They all scored. They scored runs. They had 16 hits. He said to them, it's up to you. It's up to your starters, the starters and the relievers, because these guys will have your back if you have theirs in terms of the hitters. And that was his message to his team. Because he talked it, and there's a ground ball to third over to first. And a collision.
Should be safe. Oh, whoa.
Got him.
No way. He tagged him with his hand, not with the glove.
That's true. He didn't touch it with the ball, but.
And that's a terrible call, and he's pushing him back. I'm sorry, he's pushing him back. That's awful.
Spencer Bergeron is giving him a little bit of.
Yeah, and right away the umpire's already like, I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. If you make a bad call, you got to stand there. We said that last game.
Yeah,
we're just picking up right where we left off.
Yep.
Horrible.
But that was Jackson's message to his team last night. Was, it's up to our starters and relievers. That's who's going to take us, because these guys will hit.
Yeah, they've certainly put up a number of hits and runs over the last couple of games.
Well, that first game on Sunday. See, Sunday was a missed opportunity in my mind. They needed to sweep that. You put up that many runs in the first game, you need to sweep that doubleheader, because that would have put you a game below 500, and you'd be at 500 right now. That's how big of a game that was, isn't it?
That one slapped. That is going to carry and keep going. Out of here. See ya.
Gone.
Just gets out above the Gate City Sports Medicine, and Nashua takes the 1-0 lead on the solo jack job by Owen Carey. Wow, that thing carried out of here. I didn't think it was going to get out. And hung up here on the Nashua night, and boom, there it is.
Well, you know why it carried? We're in warm weather. The ball's going to carry a little bit in this humidity, right? And I don't know why. I think it should be the other way around, but it seems to in this ballpark. This ballpark is sunk down. It's about 10 feet below ground level. And so it's always warmer in here than it is out in the parking lot. Or colder, it's the opposite effect. But that ball just seemed to carry. It looked like it was going to be a gapper to the wall, and it just carried over. So Owen Carey now is starting to show something, that he can hit to all fields. Home run to left field last night, home run to right field tonight.
Yeah, that is huge. Back-to-back games with homers for Carey, as he was the one who helped get things started and keep things moving, I should say, yesterday. So he's continuing his hot stick at the plate.
He played here. He played at Londonderry, and Londonderry would always come in here, and they did it this spring. They dominated whoever they played here. He is no stranger to Holman Stadium.
And that one on the outside for a strike. I'm not sure if that one caught the corner or not, but
didn't look like it. 3-1. So
you said it, I didn't, Tom.
Yeah, I'm over on this side. It looked like it was hitting the chalk. It looked like it was right there, same pitch. But you know what? I'm not an umpire, and I never have been. So they got a tough job. I'm just glad that the FCBL woke up a couple years ago and went back to 3 umpires.
I may or may not want to say I'll take a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah,
I may or may not have been a little animated on a couple of the games and expressing my frustration about not having an extra set of eyes.
I wrote about it, and I said, you got to do something. And Joe Palucci's a baseball coach.
Yeah, he gets it.
He gets it. So.
Yeah. Well, now you got Kearney up with Donahue at first. Already 1-0 on the solo homer by Owen Carey. And all this is done with 2 outs so far. And a nice pitch there. That sweeps the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2 here to Kearney. And that's popped up. Could get back towards us. And it'll bounce right around. Almost dead right behind home plate. And a young fan grabs that for the souvenir.
Be interesting to see when Kyle Jackson goes to his bullpen, because in FCBL games you always go to your bullpen because the starters are not going to go the distance because of the pitch count rules and everything else. So it'll be interesting to see who he uses today, because he used a lot of guys. There's another pulled ball right there. That's going to drop. No!
Oh, great
nice
catch by Walker on the sliding grab. And that will do it for the first. But Nashua strikes with one. Owen Carey with an absolute tank over to the Gate City Sports Medicine. Just gets over it by the hair of its chinny chin chin. After one, Nashua 1, the Sea Unicorn 0. We'll be back in a minute here on Nashua ETV. And we're back here on Nashua ETV. As we're getting ready for the top of the second inning, Nashua leading 1-0 on the home run by Owen Carey. G.J. Mitchell here with Tom King. Tom stepping out of the booth for a minute to do his daily ritual of writing and material that he usually does on game day. So you got my sultry voice for the better part of the next couple of innings here. And for those listening and watching at home, I apologize profusely. So the throw down by Donahue, and we will get things going with Walker, Isaiah Walker, leading it off. M.D. Connor on deck, and Nick Tomasetto in the hole. It's 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Norwich Sea Unicorns. That one just high for ball one. Beautiful day, a little warm, 88 degrees here in Nashua, New Hampshire. As that one's popped and will get out, and it's evened up at 1-1. Walker coming in, batting .240, no homers, 8 RBIs. And slices that one out of play. Wind blowing out towards left center. Walker can get a hold of one. Might have a chance to put one out and tie this here. And he pops that one up. Allers will get under it as he races back towards his left, towards his right if you're watching, and records out number one, and will bring up M.D. Connor, the first baseman. Connor from Galveston College, sophomore from Austin, Texas. Scuffling a little bit, 2 for 12 at the plate. Only had a handful of games. And he takes that in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Cavini just misses. Trying to get him to chase on the outside. We'll see what he can come back with here. Maybe something on the outside again. Looks like they are. And he gets that, but high, and it's 3-1. Cavini working very quickly on the mound. Kicks and deals. And that should be a ball 4. So gets the first man out and then walks the second one. And that'll bring up Tomasetto, the DH for today. Tomasetto, Rutgers University, sophomore from Mantua, New Jersey. Takes the first pitch from Cavini for a ball. Tomasetto batting .387 with 12 RBIs, and that one is out towards center. As Tommy Allers will track it down just in right center in front of his counterpart Carey for out number 2, and still keeps Connor at first base. And will bring up Michael Oates. Oates, the catcher for today, out of the University of Connecticut. sophomore. His teammate Connor Lane, also a catcher, going to the University of Connecticut. As that one is pulled. And it looks like we'll stay just on the line, but taken for an out is Zorn. So a fly out to center field for 2, a fly out to left field for 1, and a walk that's stranded. As we head to the bottom of the second inning here, 1-0 from Nashua. We'll be back here on Nashua ETV. And back for the bottom of the second inning. G.J. Mitchell here on Nashua ETV. We'll be joined by Tom King at some point later on. Nashua leading 1-0. They'll send up Zorn, Ruggiero, and Valdez. They'll face off against Lewis here. And the first pitch to Zorn is a ball. That one's in there for a strike. Zorn 2 for 73 for a 20 for 73 for a 273 average. No homers, does have 8 RBIs. As that one is sent up and deep, could be trouble, and just caught in front of the warning track by Stratus. And that one was a long out for Nashua. But we might see a couple of long home runs here with the wind and the humidity. Already seen one today that we weren't sure was going to go out. And that one was hit a long way as well. Ruggiero takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. And swings through that off-speed pitch. Down on the count now, 0-2. And that broken bat gets over to the second baseman, over to first, and this quickly 2 down here in the inning.
Now batting from Siena College, the third baseman, number
Looks like he might have gotten jammed on that. Didn't get a lot of good wood. And now Valdez, the third baseman here. Step in on the right side. Nashua was able to get a run in the last inning with 2 outs. See if they can have a little fun with 2 here. And that one outside for ball number 1. And that one is poked. Should get down for a single. Valdez will take a little turn around first, but get back safely. And a 2-out single will bring up Ben Tulo. So a nice piece of hitting there. Just stayed on his pull side, his strength side, and just poked it right over the third baseman's head. Link able to get himself on first. Now, again, we mentioned having guys like Valdez, Tulo at the bottom of the lineup very much help guys like Tommy Allers and Laponis and Carey at the top of the lineup. They're extra table setters. So we'll see if this can be an advantageous situation for here for Nashua in the bottom of the second inning. That one is outside. As Oates looked like he was ready to throw down to first, so Valdez got to be careful there. Looked like he almost slipped as he was trying to scamper back. Lewis, the lefty, certainly keeping him closer at bay. And that just misses high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Tulo. And Tulo hitting just below the Mendoza line, 194, 4 RBIs. And outside misses, and it's 3-1. If I'm Tulo, I'm sitting dead red here in the zone. Where you like it, find your heat check. Anything else, let it go. And he gets it and just pops it up. We'll see what happens here. Astorino camps under it and ends the inning. So the hit does no damage. As we head to the top of the third, it is 1-0 here from historic Holman Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment here on Nashua ETV. Top three here from historic Holman Stadium. Nashua ahead 1-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first and the second inning. We'll bring up the 9-hitter, Nick Storino, for his first plate appearance of this evening's game. Facing off against Cavini, and first pitch he tries to slice it and goes down the third base line, foul. Porter and Stratus after that. Off-speed pitch in the dirt by Cavini. Doesn't get him to chase, and it's evened up 1-1. Inside, misses. And 2 balls, 1 strike here to Storino. Storino 10 for 30, 333, a homer and 3 RBIs here on the season. And that one is in there for strike number 2, and it's evened up. Nice pitch by Cavini there. As he's pretty much down the middle, balls and strikes, 15 balls, 13 strikes so far. 2 full. And that one is going to hit him. So a hit by pitch will send Storino to first. And now Alan Porter, who started things off with a single in the first, as Tom King said, broke up the no-hitter early. So he'll come up with a man on. As Norwich trying to get this game tied up here in the third. Inside, just misses for ball number 1. Looked like that might have been just a little high. As Cavini looks over at first. Comes down with it, and that's popped up. And it looks like that's going to be Laponis just in short field behind shortstop for out number 1. So nice job there by Cavini to induce the pop-up and help keep the man at first. So 1 down here. We'll bring up Christian Stratus. He struck out his first at bat. And that pitch just low and away, trying to get him to chase. And couldn't sink the hook. And it's 1 ball, no strikes here. That one inside, just couldn't get the barrel head around and fouls it back to the netting. 1-1. That one low. Nice job by Donahue to block it, keeping the runner at first. Beanie now looks back over at Storino at first. Comes down, and that one's high. So 3 balls, 1 strike here. Doesn't want to lose them. As we'll start getting into the heart of the order. 2, 3, 4 hitters. And facing off against the second place team here. And that walks him. So hit by pitch. And now a walk, has runners at first and second. And it'll bring up Alex Irizarry. So So he'll stand in with 2 on and 1 out from the left side. Little lefty on lefty action here, and that just goes outside. Doesn't catch the corner. Ball number 1. Again, Norwich 15 and 10. Nashua 12 and 14. Although Nashua, one of the hottest teams in the FCBL, at 7 and 3 in their last 10. As that ball pops out of Donahue's glove, looks like he was ready to throw down to try and backpick Stratus, but the ball popped out of his hand and his glove. Now Cavini's really got to dig down here. Nobody's in the pen warming up. He's already down 2 balls, no strikes. And nice job there. Comes with something off speed to get Irizarry off balance and gets on the board. 2 balls, 1 strike. Peter Link on deck. Outside, just missed with the off-speed pitch. Tried to catch the corner, and the ump not having any of it. Now with a 3-1 count, he's got to put something in there. But certainly not into his kitchen. We'll see what he comes with here. Something down and away maybe. And he does, pulls it. First baseman picks it up. Got to get over to first quickly, and does. As Cavini was a little late getting off the mound, but a nice job there by Kearney to cover for him. But a job done by Irizarry moving the runners over. So now you've got Storino at third and Stratus at second on the 3 unassisted putout for the second out here. Now you get Peter Link to get out, and you get out of this inning unscathed. And if you're Cavini, you're taking a deep breath after that. And that pitch in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Nice job by Kearney, by the way, to keep the glove down. Got a little bit away from him, but stayed with it. Well, that's second out. Off speed, race down, right down the middle. Nicely done. He's got Link guessing right now. Link popped up to the first baseman, Cavini, in his last at bat. If I'm Cavini, I go right after him. Fastball outside corner again. And he goes fastball and gets him swinging, and a huge third out for the Nashua Silver Knights as they leave 2 stranded. So after 2.5, it is Nashua 1, Norwich 0. We'll be back in just a moment here on Nashua ETV. And we're back for the bottom of the 3rd inning here from historic Holman Stadium. Some water balloon shenanigans going on in between the innings here. Always fun to see the bullpen guys interact with fans, get after it a little bit, have a little fun. I think Francisco Melendez hit Tommy Ryu with a water balloon. As Tommy Allers stands in, leading it off in the 3rd, takes the first pitch strike on the corner here from Lewis. It'll be Allers, Laponis, and Carey. And that one's in the dirt, 1-1. Carey responsible for the lone run on the board by both teams, a homer in the 1st inning. And that one comes back towards the booth, but just to our right. And it's 1-2 here to Tommy Allers. Allers cooled off a bit, batting .361, no homers, 17 RBIs. And that one just fisted foul, so he stays alive there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Lewis. He kicks and deals, and Allers pulls it foul towards third base. Allers sitting third place behind Smith and Eggery, both of Worcester, for average. And in stolen bases, he's second behind Eggery. And that one's popped up and will get out of play, and we'll continue the battle here with 1 and 2. And that one's popped up, should stay at least in play for a bit, and is, as that is Link with the putout of Allers. So Lewis wins the battle between those two for this one. And it'll bring up TJ Laponis here with 1 out and nobody on, and the bottom of the third inning. So Allers, a line out to the third baseman, and now a pop fly to the third baseman. His 2 appearances so far. Laponis also into the third baseman on a grounder, was put out 5-3. That one outside. 2-0 here to Laponis. And that one will popped up, and we'll get out of here foul. And it'll be 2-1. And that nicely put in there on the outside. A little off-speed breaking ball by Lewis. And evens the count up 2-2 here to Laponis. Outside just misses. And the count now full. Laponis 227. No homers, got 5 RBIs. Certainly one of the top players here on the defensive side for Nashua. Trying to show his worth here on the front side as it's popped up skyward, and looks like we'll be tracked by Porter as he calls off Stratus for out number 2. So a couple of pop-ups here in the third will bring up Owen Carey, who won his first at bat. Hit a pop fly that just had enough distance and speed to get over the Gate City Sports Medicine sign for a home run. I don't know, both myself and Tom King thought that that was going to be a pop-up or at least a liner. And that just kept carrying and got just barely over that Gate City sign. I'll take that first pitch for ball for Lewis. Second pitch is popped straight up, got under that one. And that should just about do it. 1, 2, 3 in order, go the Silver Knights. And after 3 full, it's 1-0 Nashua. We'll be back here on Nashua ETV in just a moment. Top 4 here from historic Holman Stadium. The Nashua Silver Knights lead it 1-0 over the Norwich Sea Unicorns as we head just to the 3/4 of the hour, 6:44, almost 6:45 here on a fantastic Wednesday evening. As that first pitch in there to Isaiah Walker is a ball by Cavini. Connor and Tomasetto scheduled in this inning as well, as that's fouled, just gets over the netting. And the count is evened up 1-1. Walker flied out, flew out, I should say, flat out. Really, I do this for a living, kids. Flew out to center field in his first at bat, and he falls that straight back into the netting. Man, I am a professional idiot today. So Cavini gets the sign. Kicks and deals. A 1-2 pitch. Outside. Nicely job there by Donahue to block that. And it's 2-2. And that one's sent out towards right. Could be trouble. If it carries, it could be trouble. And it's caught by Carey on the warning track just in front of the Truly sign. And that is a long out number 1 for the Nashua Silver Knights.
Number 23, M.D. Connor.
So M.D. Connor will step in on the left side. Walked his first at bat. And that one catches the corner for strike number 1. Connor a little puzzled after that one. And that one outside is 2. Now has a conversation with the umpire, making sure that he knows exactly where that is, but he sits in the hole 0-2 with Cavini working quickly here. And he pulls that one up and into the netting. It's a nice pitch by Cavini inside there. Connor scuffling a bit at the dish early on here. And the off-speed pitch just high. Couldn't get him to chase. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice job there by Cavini. Tried to spot it on the top of the zone. But Connor not chasing. Goes down and away, trying to spread the zone north to south and east to west at the same time. Doesn't get the call, and it's now 2-2. And the cat and mouse game continues. That one is fouled back to the netting. Looks like they're going to set outside here. Now Cavini steps off for a moment. Wants to re-get the signs. Now he likes what he sees. Comes to the set. Time called. As Connor will step out of the box. Yeah, he mentioned the cat and mouse game. Both Cavini and Connor playing it. Cavini now kicks and deals. And there it is, and it's high for ball 3. Just missed that one. Not by much. Good plate discipline by M.D. Connor as well. And the payoff pitch. And he pulled it. Topped it over to the second baseman. Nice job there by Tulo to stay with it, as that took a funky hop. Popped right up and over and into his glove. That almost was into right field. He stayed with it and records the out. 4-3 for out number 2. So a good battle between Connor and Cavini here. We'll bring up Nick Tomasetto. He's DHing for today. And that pitch inside and low. And the ump takes a quick moment to clean the plate off. Tomasetto, 387 in the season. And he's popped that one, but it'll come back out of play. And it's 1-1. As we mentioned, Nashua, one of the hottest teams, 7-3 in their last 10. And that one is sliced in just over the head of Tulo. As he tried jumping, there was no way he could get it, and a nice 2-out hit by Tomasetto continues his hot streak. And we'll put him at first with Michael Oates, the catcher, coming up. The number 8 hitter. As he gets himself ready. Now he gets the bat he wants. Looks like the donut was stuck. So not to waste too much time, swap bats. Teammates got the donut off, so back to bat number 1. We'll see if ends up being a good choice. That first pitch in there just missed. That looked good from here. Looks like it broke across the plane. Might have been a little low. And it's ball 1 here. 2 outs with Tomasetto at first. That one is fouled back to the netting behind home plate. And it's 1-1. And that one will slice and get out of play down the first base line. And Oates is quickly in the hole, 1-2. So the 1-2 pitch here from Cavini. Inside for the fastball right at the knees, but doesn't catch the corner, and it's 2-2. Tomasetto taking a lead off of first. Cavini looks at him, comes home with it. Off speed, in there, strike 3. Donahue knew it right away. He was walking towards the pitcher before the strike call was even made. And after 3.5, we will be back here on Nashua ETV for more Silver Knights baseball. So as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's going to be a new pitcher here for Norwich. Number 32, Galvin Hawks, a 5'10", 200-pounder from Rider University, a senior from Yardley, PA. So he is going to take over for Timothy Lewis. Lewis went 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, and no Ks. So his evening is over. And we'll go to the bullpen here. And they'll face off against Donahue, Kearney, and Zorn for the Silver Knights. So Donahue walking his first at bat. That one inside and high for ball number 1. And that one is hit off the nub over to the second baseman. Easy play, 4-3 for out number 1. That was a nice pitch there by Hawks as he was able to get him to reach on that. That'll bring up Nate Carney. Pop to the right fielder on his first at bat. Pitch suspiciously on the outside corner. It's strike 1. And that one's low. And did he go? He did not. And it's evened up 1-1. Everybody for Norwich. Straight up on a defensive position. And that one's sliced back to our left here, and it's 1-2. Hawks looking in for the sign. Gets it, comes to the set, kicks and deals. And swinging through that one as the ball gets past the catcher. Kearney walks back after striking out. And there's 2 outs quickly here in the 4th. And Aiden Zorn coming up here. So far, Hawk's been pretty devastating with that off-speed pitch down and away. And that one, a lot of movement on it coming to home plate. As Zorn slices it foul out of play, and he's 0-1 in the hole. That one high. As Zorn ducking out of the way, and it's 1-1. After playing both of these teams playing each other just twice through the first month, Nashua and Norwich, as that one sliced foul and out of play, are set to face off in the next 6 of 13 games in Nashua's schedule. Again, starting with today. They'll face this pesky Sea Unicorn team on Sunday here as well. As that one's fouled back to the netting, stays 1-2. They'll go to Norwich on the 3rd, just before the 4th of July. Then on the 7th, 9th, away at Norwich, and then home for Norwich on the 10th. Then it's Vermont for a 4-game series, 1 at home and then 3 on the road, as that's grounded to the first baseman. And he'll take it just ahead of the Speedy Zorn for out number 3. So 1 up, 1 down. Sorry, 1 up. Wow. 1, 2, 3, up and down to go the Silver Knights. Again, I am a trained professional, kids. We'll be back here for top 5th after this on Nashua ETV. It's the top of the 5th here. Live from historic Holman Stadium. GJ Mitchell here with Tom King will be joining us in a little bit as he's off doing his reporter duties. Thanks for joining us here on Nashua ETV. Just reached the top of the hour, 7:01. As you get ready for the 5th, it'll be Storino, Porter, and Stratus, the 9-1-2 hitters, as Cavini is back on the bump.
Boy, GJ, 3 innings of absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just that one homer that we saw Owen Carey hit in the first.
That was while I was up here. I went down there for 3 innings. No action anywhere. Nothing.
Well, we'll see what Cavini can do here. First pitch ball. That one slapped
And of
opposite
course somebody
field.
gets on base when I leave.
Of course.
Of course that happens.
So Storino, his second time being on base, was hit with a pitch in the second. Now a single here in the 5th.
But Cavini's pitched well with runners on, so.
Yeah, he got himself in and out of a jam
Yep.
in the 3rd. Other than that, has gone 4, 4, and 4. So only having one extra batter in the other 3 innings he's been in. So mildly efficient and effective.
And this is going to be his last.
It should be. As that one's in there for a strike. And it looks like there is action warming up. A right-hander in the pen.
I guess he's Norwich will run again.
So Leo 1 pitch here. Off speed, that's
They don't
just
have to.
flared. And
Oh!
nicely, in and out of the glove of Liponis, and they can't get him at second base. Safe.
Got to make that catch.
Yeah, he kind of got turned around and just almost like you see wide receivers, right? They turn around on the wrong shoulder to catch a fade route,
Yep.
and that's what exactly looks like. He turned left, should have turned right, and the ball popped in and out of his glove. That's going to be an E6, and now there are 2 runners on with nobody out, and you're starting to get into the heart of the order with Stratus up now here for Norwich. And that's in there for strike number 1. And even though I know it goes down as an E6, Tom, it's certainly an unfortunate situation. I mean, yes, you do got to make that play, but that,
it's an inordinary play.
Yeah,
it could have gone either way.
Yeah, it popped just in and out of the palm of his glove.
I mean, it was one of those things where it was a nice play if you caught it, and you say, "Wow, that's a great defensive play." So it's hard to give an error on that, but it was hit softly enough that I think you got to catch that.
Now, I completely agree on that. The 1-1 pitch here. Cavini inside, just doesn't catch the corner. And 2 balls, 1 strike here. Irizarry up next with Link to follow. Outside and ball 3.
Yeah, he's a little concerned now with the runners on base. He should just focus on the hitter. See if they try to steal third on Donnie.
I wouldn't go if I was Norwich.
I wouldn't, but you never know in this league. Oh, he's almost going, and you know what? It worked. It distracted the pitcher enough that he kind of looked back right then before he threw it, and now you got the bases loaded, nobody out. Spencer Bergeron is going to go out and talk to Cavini, and Nashua's in trouble here.
Yeah, Nashua is certainly in trouble. That's the best way of putting it. Like I said, they do have an arm in the pen warming up. Looks like it's Tommy Ryu, so certainly a guy you want to have come in a situation, trying to get out of a jam.
Yep,
but again, if I'm Spencer Bergeron, I'm just telling him, like, focus on the runners. Focus on the batters. The runners can't go anywhere. You can't really steal. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's a pass ball or a wild pitch.
Focus on the hitter and then, try to see if you can get outs. Keep in mind there's a force at any base. So, and also the one thing is put it in the catcher's glove.
Correct.
Don't bounce it.
You got to trust Donahue in this situation. And that's in there for a strike.
There haven't been too many pitches, maybe one that I can remember that's had to actually block. So, he's been pretty much a hand-to-glove pitcher.
And that one's in. Down low away for Donahue. He had to stop that one. Now 1-1 here. In there, but low.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike. Again, all the bases are loaded. Storino at third, Porter at second, Stratus at first. Nashua clinging to a 1-0 lead. And that's right back up the box.
Yep.
They'll take 2 for 1, and they'll get it. So
that's a good trade.
yeah, Nashua spins a double play.
A 6-4-3 double play, and now you've got the runner at third base and 2 outs. Chance to get out of it with 1 run if you can.
Yeah, Nashua was certainly excited to trade 2 for 1 there. And that looks like that's going to be it for Cavini. So even though this game's all tied up at 1-1, Cavini at least a little bit getting out of the jam. And now we'll see Tommy Ryu as he'll come in for Nashua out of the pen, 6'2", 230.
And Ryu seems, in my mind, to be better out of the pen than he does starter, even though he can go long out of the pen like he did in that Kids Day against Brockton.
Yep. Yeah.
That was one of the best pitch games I've seen in the last couple of years with him and Prokowski.
Yeah, that game you're talking about went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, 8 Ks, facing 15 batters. So far, he's 1-1 on the season with a 2.50 ERA, 5 games, 2 of them started, 18 innings pitched, and I love this next stat. 15 strikeouts to 4 walks.
There you go. He's going to put it over the plate and let you hit it.
And when you say that, he's only given up 13 hits, so he's been very effective and efficient on that department as well. So a guy you'd like to have come in and hopefully close the door on this inning when only allowing 1 run and tying it up and letting Nashua get back onto the bottom half of the inning. And they do so. Nashua will have the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Ruggiero, Valdez, and Tulo scheduled to appear. But Nashua needing to stop here and get out of this little pickle.
Do you know that there is a pitch clock in this league?
Yes, I did.
Yes. No, it's kept by the umpire. And Cavini was 2 seconds away from having a ball charged to him 2 innings ago, and then the Norwich hitter called timeout.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten a full. It's an informal pitch clock.
Informal pitch clock.
It's like an internal clock, like a soccer referee, right? You know, kind of.
But Cavini was. I mean.
Oh yeah, he was close. He was borderline.
I mean, he was just standing there, standing there.
Both him and the batter was sort of having a stare down.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Know? So yeah, I mean, at least one of them, I'm sure, was waiting to call time.
But it's not a strict.
No. It's more of a guideline. But yes, you can't take forever. And yes, I have seen balls and strikes called here during games. So as we resume, Tommy Ryu, first pitch. That gets to the shortstop, over to first.
Got to scoop it.
The scoop doesn't get it, and the run will score.
Yep.
And that is unfortunate as Kearney can't scoop it, and that looks like that'll be an error.
It'll be an E6.
Should be an E6. So
yep. So 2 errors.
2 errors.
By Laponis.
This inning.
Yeah, he's got to make a stronger throw than that. Hard hit ball right to him, had plenty of time. Usually when a shortstop has plenty of time like that, he airmails it.
Yeah.
But this time he skipped it.
Yeah, he sent a sinker.
And it bounced too far in front of Keaveney's glove for him to catch it. So no scoop and a run, and Norwich leads it 2-1 with a runner at first base.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because you would have had the perfect opportunity. Rio comes in, 1 pitch, 1 out. Bang it out of here, be only tied. And now Nashua having to have another comeback if they can pull it out of them.
Kyle Jackson said last night, I asked him if he was a little concerned about the defense because it didn't have a great game last night, later in the game. And it's been pretty solid up the middle all season long, especially at shortstop defensively. And just wasn't the case last night, and in other positions too. I thought Zorn had a tough night in left field, few spots. He said no, we had day off, the blah blah. It was, he wasn't, he was serious. He wasn't, giving me a line. He said he just wasn't too concerned with it. I'd start to be a little concerned now. Those are 2 plays that need to be made, and they weren't.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, it's a very unusual full opponents to short arm one over from shortstop, doing his best Chuck Knobloch impression. But, unfortunately it'll happen, and it caught Nashua a run so far, and that one goes right back off the box, hits second base, and a fortuitous bounce for the Norwich Unicorns as that will move Link over to third base. As it looked like Tulo might have had a bid on it, at least to keep the runner at second. Not sure if he would have gotten Walker at first.
I don't think he would have caught Walker, but he had a chance to at least keep the runner from going to third. But now Rio is going to get hit. I mean, in terms of bats on the ball, all right, they are going to hit him. Just a question of, is that an aluminum bat?
No, it is just the way the tape job, so to speak, on it.
It sure looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It looks like an old Eastern.
Sure does. Yep.
But yeah, no, it's just unfortunately Tom Ryu just on the thumbs down part of this inning where two softly hit balls really get through in this one.
The hole.
Yeah. So
see, he's getting hit. He's going to get hit, but there are going to be plays that can be made when when the bat's on the ball, or it's going to do that. It's going to bleed through. Yep. So all of a sudden, Norwich now gets themselves 3 runs.
Yeah, and that all came off of the error, which should have been out of the inning.
Yep.
So now this will have Tomasetto, the DH, one of the hotter hitters for the Sea Unicorns. Not a guy you'd like to have in this spot come up with runners on. And Ryu throws that one low and a ball.
Wants to talk to Donahue. Go over a couple of signs. need to get out of this inning. They've been death by 1,000 singles, right?
Yeah, that's
Paper
I mean,
cuts.
that's what I usually say on the broadcast is death by 1,000 paper cuts, a death by doubles, and that's right. This has been 90-foot baseball at its finest. And that one's popped. That should do it, as Allers should be able to camp under it. And will, and that will retire the side, but not before 3 runs cross the plate on a couple of errors by Laponis. As we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Norwich takes over the lead 3-1 here on Nashua ETV. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back here for the bottom of the 5th. Nashua trailing 3-1 as Norwich puts up a 3-spot in the top of the 5th. And it will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Ruggiero, Valdez, and Tulo. And they will face Gavin Hawks, who came in relief for Timothy Lewis in the 4th inning. And that one's just high for ball number 1.
Now the bats have been kind of quiet the first 4 innings for Nashville. Let's see what they can do here. A home run by Owen Carey and single by Valdez, and that's been it.
And that one's going to drift out of play.
Right by the kids who were playing out in the outfield. With a couple of red shirts.
Yeah, there may or may not be some.
Out there.
There may or may not be some middle inning shenanigans going on in the next inning here at historic Holman Stadium.
Oh, the great race. Great American race.
You think the race in Loudon is amazing? You should see it here at historic Holman Stadium, as that's in there for ball 2 and 1 to Ruggiero. And that is now 3 and 1.
So hitters count. We don't see too many of these.
So Hawks with the 3-1 pitch outside, and he walked him on 5. And Nashua gets a base runner.
Got to take advantage of the freebies. That's a sports writer's creed, and it's also a baseball creed, right?
Yeah, that is very much so. So a man on. And that one is sent to short. Should be over for 1, over for 2, and safe.
Good speed.
So great speed there by Valdez. Beats the double play, but the lead runner in Ruggiero is put out 6-4. And now Ben Tula will come up.
Tulo should be bunting for a base. And this is a kid who really has got bunt written all over him. It's not a bunt situation, but still.
I don't disagree, and in fact, I was just going to say, Nashua did a drag bunt the other day, and it worked out well. As that's in there for a strike, that would have been a perfect opportunity, and then put it over to the third base side.
Right, third base. So don't do it first base.
No, because you're with the pitcher being a righty, he's falling off the mound to the left, and the third base. I was going to say that one as well.
Yep.
And that one catches the outside, and he's quickly 0-2 here to Tulo. So Valdez leading off a first. Dives back in there. Slides back in with the oven mitt on his hand cleanly. Which I know, I get, you want to protect your fingers and all that, but I want to outlaw those things. And swinging through it is
I
the
gotta
tip.
admit,
Strike
a couple
three.
years ago, I didn't know what the heck they were.
I mean, I
I
get that
hadn't seen them before.
I get that they're there to help protect fingers and whatnot, but I don't know. We didn't need them for the first 100 years of baseball.
Right.
Why do we need them now?
Right.
You know? So 2 outs here. Still with Ruggiero at first. And
That's,
Tommy Allers.
Valdez. Isn't it?
Nope.
That's Valdez at first.
I'm sorry, correct. Valdez at first.
And I'm wondering whether he's going to be taken off or not. They've got to do something here tonight. They've got to do something to try to liven this game up on their side.
Yeah, they certainly have not been. Even the home run, granted, we didn't think it was going out, so it was very unanticipated there as Allers pulls that one to third, stays in play over to first, and safe.
Safe, yep.
And trying to get back now.
Oh, Valdez.
And scampering back is Valdez.
Right.
If that second baseman, Storino, didn't fall down, I think Valdez was dead man walking at second base.
I got to call that an error. Wouldn't you?
I'm calling that
a hit.
I'm calling that a hit. I think that was deep enough down the line into third that I think with Allers' speed he would have made it anyway.
Yep. So is Shy, our official scorer, so we'll defer to him.
Plus, you always give the home team discount, right?
That's true.
So now runners at first and second, 2 down. And that one's inside to Laponis, who's 0 for 2 today. Ground out to the third baseman and flied out to center. Flew out to center. I've done that. That's the second time I've done that. Tom, I've been mushmouthed all game, bud. As that one's in the dirt.
Nights,
man, it really is.
Like, it started that way last night, then all of a sudden things just changed. It all picked up.
I don't know, man. I have the full case of the stupids today. I can't figure it out.
Well, I was sitting home and I said, I'll get to the ballpark when I can. And then all of a sudden I realized, I said, oh no, I got to TV. And I got here just in the nick of time.
Oh, the one swinging through that one casually like a Sunday morning breakfast.
Yeah, that's a bad swing. I don't like to see that.
Well, opponents look completely fooled there.
Yep.
And he's down in the hole 1 and 2 here with 2 outs and runners at first and second.
Keep the ball breaking.
Protect the outside corner.
Let's see him pitch away.
That's where I would go.
Ball that goes away. See what happens.
And he pulls that one to third. Under the glove!
It's going to be a run.
Valdez will come in to score.
That took, I know it was under his glove, but you know what? That took a Holman Stadium hop.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting that.
That's the best way to put it, because that infield, strange things happen when the ball hits that infield. And the ground crew does a great job with it. No complaints there. But there's just something spooky about that infield.
Yeah,
the ball just moves differently.
Had a lot of top spin on it, a lot of English scooted right underneath Link's glove into the outfield. Yep. And Nashua gets a run back, and it's now 3-2. Still 2 outs, still runners at first and second. That is chopped weakly to the pitcher and throws it over. So a little hairy for Hawks to end it. Nashua gets a run back, and it is 3-2.
Well, that's big to get something out of that with 2 ground balls that you might normally think would be outs. Ground ball to third, throw not quite there, a little offline, and allows the runner to beat it out. And then another ground ball where you think it's going to be the end of the inning, and sure enough, it goes right, takes a hop, spin right under the glove, and down the outfield line, and boom, there you go. 3-2.
Well, that's how we will leave it. We'll be back in just a moment here on Nashua TV for the top of the 6th.
We're going to miss the Great American Race.
I know. You know what? We'll stay here for the Great American Race. Looks like he's going to come in just in third place. Bronze medal for the Silver Knights. So, all right, Tom, we'll stay here. Do you, seeing as how you're talking about the Great American Race, do you cover the races up in Loudon?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, the last time I've been up there for them in the past, long time ago when they were when it was an IndyCar race. I covered that, and then I covered when it switched to NASCAR, which the former owners, the Bear family, wanted to get NASCAR in there, and they were successful in doing that. And when I worked for WNDS part-time, we did that was one of my side jobs, and we did a trackside show. And I knew absolutely nothing about auto racing, but I pulled it off. And I had like 4 or 5 people, panel discussion, the whole bit. And it was great. It was fun. The cars were whizzing around. It was one of the practice days. I think it was on a Thursday, and the cars were whizzing around us and everything else. And we had fun. That's the last time I've been up there. So normally we'll get Associated Press or the Concord Monitor to cover it for us, one or the other.
I was up there once for a race. I had an absolute blast. I have not had the pleasure of covering it at all.
Well, the problem that was always there was the traffic. That was always.
Oh yeah, obviously.
You know. So.
But it's a beautiful venue.
And they had it early this year. I don't know why. I'm guessing because of the Olympics, but I'm not sure. That's, NBC. I think NBC was the network. I'm not sure of that either. But they had it in June. I'm starting to get press releases from the track, emails, and all early last week. And I'm going, oh, that's nice stuff about the race. Next month. And I didn't really give them. Take a look at them that closely, and then all of a sudden I realized this. Wait a minute, they're sending me stuff like the race is coming up, and sure enough, I looked, and sure enough, it was going to be Sunday. So, but we had plenty of coverage in the Telegraph, pre and post. So it was there at NashuaTelegraph.com, as this game story will be tonight. It'll be on up after midnight.
Well, Ryu here, 2-2 to Oates. He'll back for a second inning of work.
He'll be out there for a while, if I'm not mistaken. There's no one warming up. He's there to throw 3 or 4 innings.
Well, he gets the first batter here in Oates to pop up to the center fielder, Allers. And that'll bring up Storino, who's been on base twice, hit by a pitch and a single in the 5th.
Silver Knights are on the road tomorrow night to make their 10,000th trip of the season to New Britain.
That one just missed outside. And then they got a doubleheader Friday, Saturday. I should say a doubleheader, back-to-back games against Vermont Friday, Saturday. Right. And then this Norwich team back in here on Sunday as that hits the black on the outside for strike 1-1.
Our next broadcast on Nashua ETV for Silver Knights baseball will be the morning of the 4th of July at 11 a.m.
I always love those games as that just low misses, 2-1.
And if I'm not mistaken, our favorite FCBL team, the Starfires, are back in town for that.
Yes, they are. Oh, the 2-1 pitch outside and low.
They'll love having to get up early on the 4th of July and drive a couple hours on the Mass Pike to get here. Oh, you think? That'll be fun.
I mean, who doesn't want to do that early morning?
That's a fun day.
Oh, the 3-1 pitch outside. 5-pitch walk.
Yeah, rare walk issued by Ryu.
So that puts Storino on for the 3rd time today.
Yeah.
And they get back to the top of the lineup. Here is Alan Porter the 3rd.
That's not good. Number 9 gets on 3 times. You don't want to see that. That is not good at all. And twice he's done it to lead off an inning. And he did it last inning to lead off, and they scored 3 runs. Some of the no-nos in baseball that you don't like to see, and that's the Silver Knights, unfortunately, are committing them tonight. But it's early.
Well, I love how you said that because this is a theme from yesterday is Nashua had to come back twice for the victory. So, a chance for Nashua here.
Runner was going, and it was a hit and run on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is Nashua with a chance to come back, but they need here to have Ryu to come in with a good inning and get out of this to get back onto the batter's box to try and tie this game up and take a lead again.
Well, now you got an antsy runner at first base who wants to do some things, or his coach wants him to do some things, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see if Ryu checks on him and throws over and doesn't, but takes an off-speed pitch, and that's popped into the stands. And it will be 1-2.
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking there are more kids than adults in this park. They're all over the place.
Do you count yourself and myself included in that on the kids
In
or
fact,
the adult
every time
side?
I hear you do a commercial on the video, I keep waiting to hear you yell and scream.
And the off-speed pitch, that comes right back to you.
Yeah, it goes to
Just
the left.
over your head.
I didn't bring my my lacrosse stick or my pole to be able to catch it.
Come on, you should be barehanding that.
Arm's not long.
So the 1-2 pitch with Ryu looking over at Storino. They'll throw over.
Yeah, I
keeping
think
him
he's got to
honest there.
start paying attention to him a little bit. They obviously want to do something here. They're up 3-2. They want to get that run back and try to do something. He's not taking a big lead here, so.
Man, that should be.
No.
No, he didn't go, which I agree with, but I thought that might have been right around the knees.
That looked off the plate. He was off the plate. He was outside. From my angle. I have a different angle.
I'm just saying, strikes have been called for less here.
Because I'm antisocial, I don't want to sit next to anybody. And that's a base hit.
That's right back up the middle from where it came from.
That's what I was afraid of. The more times you give them chances, the more times that they are going to come through with hits. Rio, again, he's around the plate. He's got to start now to deceive some of these hitters. Work on the deception, get strike one, ahead the count, all of that stuff. But his curveball is killing him tonight. It is hanging all over the plate, and they are hitting it.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to learn to locate that one in the middle third, so it breaks to the outer third or away.
Yeah. He's getting too much of the plate with that pitch. It's hurt him a couple times already.
Well, that is ball one to Christian Stratus. He is 0 for 1 with a K, but been on base twice with a couple of walks. There is action in Nashua's pen, as that's on the outside for a strike, and it's 1-1. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Just 1 minute past the bottom of the hour. Norwich leading Nashua 3-2 off speed. And that's fouled back, and it's 1-2.
See, I haven't seen too many swing and misses on that off-speed stuff. They're fouling it off, then all of a sudden they get one that they're looking for.
Yeah, they're almost sitting on the curveball and letting the fastball go. We'll see if Tommy can spot a fastball here and get out of this one with a strikeout. Gets the fastball, and that just drops right in.
Again, that wasn't. He took something off it. And again.
Throw home, and not in time. Yep. Runner will get up to second.
Yeah, that's. See, I think that he's got to start letting it go. You know, that's a setup pitch. You know, he had him set up with a curveball that he fouled off. All right, come up and in a little bit and try to get him swing and miss. And that's going to be it for Rio. He just left too many pitches in the strike zone with not much velocity, and because they were off speed and they were on them. And now that run is right back. It's 4-2, and you got runners at second, third with 1 out, and we're going to get a pitching change.
Yeah, tough outing here for Tommy Ryu.
Yeah, he needs more velocity.
Yeah, you can tell he's coming off the mound.
Yep, shaking his head.
Yeah, I was just about to say, shaking his head.
Yep.
So he will retire with men at second and third. And Nashua going to the pen for the 3rd time. Here already down 4-2, 1 run already back on the board in the 6th with only 1 out here. Norwich having 2 runners in scoring position. So a chance to add on to their lead here and get more distance and separation between them and Nashua.
Well, let's see who we have.
So number 5, Anderson Coelho Batista, the 6'1", 195-pounder from American International College, a senior from Manchester, New Hampshire.
And he's got velocity.
That he certainly does.
Yep. Now he just needs to put it over the plate.
That he also certainly does need to do.
Four to two to score. We are in the top of the sixth inning.
Yeah. Nashua playing some either really quick games or really long games.
Right. There hasn't been anything in between. We have not had that game that ends at 8 o'clock yet.
We've had a few that were close. We had 2:04, 2:05.
Yep. Yes, we did. Yep.
So something very close to the 8 o'clock time frame, although I think this one's going to get closer to 8:30, 8:45. Just at least the way the pacing is going. So Anderson, Coelho, Batista.
Got a lot in his arsenal, but that fastball that he can spot with a quick release is what keeps hitters off balance.
And when we resume, it will be Alex Irizarry.
And if I'm him, I keep going with a fastball for a while because these Norwich hitters have seen off speed for a while and they've been on it. They may not be able to catch up to the fastball right away.
I agree, as the infield is all the way in, trying to prevent the run from coming in, and that fastball on the outside corner swung completely through by Irizarry. Irizarry 0 for 2 today so far. Borders at third, Stratus at second. Already one across the board here in the top of the inning. That one off speed, doesn't get him to chase, and it's 1-1.
And Donahue's going to go out and talk to him. I think Donahue got crossed up there a little bit.
Yeah, he certainly looked like he was looking for a fastball. And got something off speed and down and in. Nice job to keep it in front of him.
Nashua needs a strikeout here or a pop-up.
Yeah, but a pop-up on the
infield.
On the infield.
Yep.
Donahue's also got to be wary of the runner at third. Keeping the glove down, not letting anything go by him.
That's just it, because just a will bounce one here and there.
That one outside just misses.
Boy, I mean, that looked like a strike from my angle, and it had to from where you were. Wow.
From your lips to God's ears, Tom.
My.
2-1 is the count.
That's not.
Just outside and 3-1.
Yep.
Again, you do have a spot to put him at first base, but you don't want to.
A walk isn't the worst thing here. You know, the worst thing obviously is a base hit, but still.
That one's sliced foul. And
all right, now you've just got to do what you did the first pitch. You got to throw a strike. It's got a lot of velocity right down, that gets the plate.
go a little bit down and in, make him keep his hands back, not extend, and throw a fastball. Belt just below. And he goes outside with it.
It's a good pitch.
Good pitch, but he didn't locate it. It was a little too much of the plate. And Irizarry fouls it off and stays alive here, again, still 3-2.
Yeah, the one thing these Norwich hitters have done is they've stayed alive in the box. You don't catch them looking at any pitches, do you?
Not many, as that one's popped up and gets up and over us here. And a little deja vu will do it again, 3-2.
They did early in the game, they were looking, but they're not looking now. They are up there hacking away. 3-2, 2 on, 1 out, 4-2. We are in the sixth. 4-2 Norwich.
Yeah, that's fouled straight back. It looked like a buzz the tower of Donahue and like right over his head.
It's a great at bat. Fighting, fighting, fighting. The longer he hangs in there, the more you think he's going to get on. Timeout is called.
They just checked on the runner, kept Stratus at second. Again, when nobody's really holding him on, he's almost where the shortstop is playing. Valdez in on the grass, but at least keeping Porter close to third. 3-2 pitch. And he pops him up. That could be playable for Valdez if he can get there quickly in front of the dugout, and nicely done, as that will be a big out number 2 here for the Nashua Silver Knights.
Now the infielders can move back, playing regular depth.
And now you'll bring up Peter Link, the third baseman. Reached on an error and scored in the 5th. Popped to the first baseman and struck out in his his other 2 at bats. That one outside. Did he go? He did not. And it's 1-0.
That was very close. It's closer than you think, flying. But we've been through this before. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Norwich has capitalized on it. So we'll see how they do here.
Off speed, broken inside, but doesn't catch the plate, and
he's
it's
got
2-0.
to attack. You got to get in attack mode here.
Up next is Walker, who's 1 for 3.
Work a little quicker if you can and just attack.
That's inside there for strike number 1.
That's an attack pitch right there.
And if I'm Batista, I'm going right back to that. Inside on the hands.
You gotta be careful. You don't want to hit him. He goes outside and not even close, and now it's 3-1.
So the reason why I want to go inside, I do not want to go outside and miss a spot where Link can extend the hands and get out on it. You got a guy hitting 111 right now.
Yeah, gotta get him out.
So the 3-1 pitch here.
Nice
In there
pitch.
for a strike. Nicely done. Again, this is what I said. Hit that spot.
Yep.
Link wants no part of trying to keep his hands back. And if he does, it's going to be a jam shot, which should be easily for a putout. So go with another pitch right there by Coelho Batista. See if he can do it again. 3-2. Here we go. And that's popped up. That's deep.
Yeah, that had a little bit more travel
there
on it than I thought. Thought it was popped up, shallow outfield, but no, that carried out there. But a good piece of pitching by Batista, and boy, I'll tell you, that was pretty good. You needed velocity. Norwich needed to see some velocity, and they did.
Well, they get one back. It is 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Nashua ETV. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, Nashua down 4-2 here as Scott Donahue will lead it off. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Donahue, Kearney, and Zorn, as they will try to tattoo Hawks here, who's been very good out of the pen for Norwich so far.
I like who I think was the EMT doing Love Is Gone with the team. Last inning, while we were away.
And that one pitch, 1 hop over to the shortstop, and 1 out here. Donahue's retired for the 2nd straight time. This one is 6-3. Last one was 4-3.
The bats are clearly not booming.
Nashua just scuffling a bit at the plate here. Only 4 hits, as opposed to the 7 by the Sea Unicorns.
Of course, 2 errors are hurting Nashua. That's the difference in the game.
That certainly is. That is absolutely the difference in the game. And the first pitch to Kearney is a ball. He's 0 for 2. Flied out to right and struck out his last at bat. Takes that pitch on the outside for a strike. That one sliced and
Oh, played him perfectly.
nicely done
Boy.
by Stratus.
Go the other way, and you'll get rewarded for it.
Yeah, it was,
So Vermont in here Friday and Saturday. I imagine they must be staying overnight.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So Aiden Zorn with 2 out, nobody on. We'll try to get things started here in the bottom of the 6th.
Because New Britain did not earlier in the year when they were here on a Saturday night and a Sunday afternoon. They did not stay over.
As that strike 1 to Zorn. Yeah, I believe it is up to the visiting team what they want to do. I know Nashua does offer discounts at various hotels in the area for the teams. As that one is rolled over to the shortstop. Over to first and in time. And just like that, 1, 2, 3.
Quick one.
Nashua, and Hawks is dealing on the mound for the Sea Unicorns.
Yeah, he is, you know, and we'll have to see what they come up with. We've played 6 here at historic Holman Stadium. We'll be back with the 7th inning right after this.
Top of the 7th here as Anderson Coelho Batista is back on the bump. He will face off against the 5, 6, 7 hitters and Walker, Connor, and Tomasetto. Trying to help Nashua dig out of the 4-2 hole they're in with only 3 innings left to go. 9 outs on the offensive side for Nashua. Also trying to get 9 outs on the other side. And the first pitch in there off speed for a strike.
As I said, our next broadcast on Nashua ETV will be on our next Silver Knights broadcast will be on the 4th of July. But we will also be doing the Nashua Eagles, the International Soccer Club of Nashua Eagles semi-pro team, playing in the United Premier Soccer League's semifinals, and they will be hosting it at Riviera University, 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. So I'll be stopping by here for about an hour, and then off I go to Riviera. And I'll miss Friday's game, too. Chad All-Star football game this Friday. I'll be at St. Anselm's covering that.
Batista's 1-2 pitch sliced.
It's going to be a gapper. Maybe.
And just coming down with it is Carey. Looks like he got turned around a bit as that ball kept carrying on him.
Well, Carey's made a couple of good plays running down some balls out there. That's the second time he's had to do that. Owen Carey seems to make the right play wherever you put him. First base, outfield, and the right hit when he DHs.
Certainly
as he did last night.
A jack of all trades here for Nashua. Multiple positions. And plays above average in all of them, and has again made that nice play there. As that ball again into this Nashua Knights carrying a little bit here on a Wednesday. As Batista's first pitch to Connor a ball. This one on the outside for a strike, and it's 1-1.
That flag in left center field is just about how I feel right now. It's not moving. Not moving at all.
And it was with the breeze earlier out
exactly.
Towards right center.
Now it's gone.
And that one just sliced. And it's 1-2 here.
We're in
to
the top
Connor.
of the 7th, 4-2. Sorry, GJ. That top of the 7th, 4-2. Nashua being out hit 7-4, and they've made 2 errors.
Coelho Batista hoping for a 1-2-3 to get Nashua back. As time called, as more of a cat and mouse game happens between the batter and hitter. This time, Coelho Batista and Connor have a tete-a-tete.
I think I caught myself a mouse last night.
As that one looks like it crossed up Donahue. And it's 2-2.
Field my season.
And that's ripped
Whoa!
right into a great catch.
Koshi,
into
right?
the bullpen.
Right.
Knocks him back. And wow, what a catch by Koshi.
That's great.
I think he busted the chair.
You got to be on your toes when you're sitting in that bullpen. And, boy, that
Look at
just
him,
knocked-
unfazed. Grabs another chair like, I got this, and sits right back
You know,
down.
I got a photo of him earlier in the game. He was sitting out there looking like Joe Cool. He had the shades on, the whole bit, just sitting there relaxing, not moving a muscle.
Well, if that isn't the definition of Joe Cool right there, I don't know what is. And that should end
he
up
went.
going.
Yep, but the ball bounces.
And they'll throw it down.
Yep.
So the strikeout 2-3 putout.
That is a riot.
That was awesome. We'll have to check in on Koshi later on tonight and get back to you on that. I'm sure he's having a good chuckle with his teammates as there is action in the Nashua pen. Nothing so far yet in Norwich here. As his 2 outs here, as Tomasetto will step up. He's 1 for 2 today. And swinging through that one casually. And is Tomasetto, and he's down 0-1. Fastball just misses the outside. Trying to get him to chase, but I do love his idea of stretching the plate east and west. Let's see if he comes back in with something here. Fastball maybe in on the hands, just below the belt. Looks like they're going to set outside on this one.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Fastball.
Got it.
So I had the pitch, the wrong location, but the effect is the same. It's a strike, and in the hole now is Tomasetto 1-2.
He throws a curveball there, though. It's going to get hit.
Absolutely. So it does
Yeah,
go
he
back
does.
to that.
Well, that was like an eephus pitch. You know, that was a real slow one.
And again, this one is he tried to also stay on the outside, but this one now he's moving north and south. That was a little higher. So we'll see if now he goes something inside and low. And that one is just inside, but enough of the plate that it gets over to the shortstop. And 1-2-3 in order for the first time. Go the Norwich Sea Unicorns. And Nashua will head to the bottom of the 7th. Down 2. We'll be back here on Nashua ET's coverage of the Nashua Silver Knights. Bottom of the 7th inning, bottom of the order, up 7, 8, 9 hitters, Ruggiero, Valdez, and Tulo. Looking to get things started here for Nashua. Down their final 9 outs. Looking for 2 runs plus here to get back into the game, to tie it up and then take the lead, needing 3. As we're just about 5 minutes of the top of the hour. Here on a beautiful night at historic Holman Stadium. That's in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Hawks coming out and pitching.
Yeah, Hawks has done a great job.
Yeah, this is his 4th, starting his 4th inning in relief. As that's outside, and it's 2-1. He's been phenomenal so far.
Yeah, I think his defense kind of let him down a little bit. Even though they weren't charged with an error, there were a couple of plays that could have been made. And that was the only time Nashua was able to do anything against him.
And Ruggiero swings through that one.
Nashua needs base runners. They are down 4-2, but they're lifeless seemingly at the plate all of a sudden.
And swings through that one, gets him on the outside fastball.
Yep. He's got some mustard on it, and Nashua hasn't been able to catch up to it all night.
The third baseman, number 26, Jeff Valdez.
And that's his
It's only his third.
3rd strikeout of the contest.
But the key to me is only one walk.
Yeah. Yeah, where Nashua's been more on the giving end of those type of at-bats, as that's on the outside.
Yep.
Nice off-speed pitch to Valdez for strike number 1. Hawks comes to the set, kicks and deals. Outside and low, it's ball, and it's 1-1.
I was hoping when I said he didn't walk, only one walk, I was hoping that would jinx him, but it hasn't happened.
Valdez on base twice. Single in the second, reached on a fielder's choice and scored one of the 2 runs for Nashua. As that's a shot to third. Link backing up to get it, skips it over and safe.
Yeah, that's every ball to hit the third base has been an adventure tonight.
And that should be an
and
E5.
you know what? You know what? That was the case last night too. Balls hit the third were adventures.
Yeah.
So it's an error, and I mean for the opposition, not for Nashua. Valdez has been pretty steady at third. So it's an error. You got to take advantage of it, guys. Got to do it.
Absolutely.
Cannot let that go by. And you got Tulo up. I would pinch hit here. I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe you'll prove me wrong, but.
Well, we mentioned having guys like Valdez and Tulo at the bottom of the lineup. As he pops that one up, and that could be trouble. And it's caught by the catcher.
And a smart play by Valdez.
Going a second.
To tie it up, to tag up. But, again, you get the runner at second base, but I got a pinch hit there. You're in a situation now where you're in the later innings. And Tulo is just, to me, not really that much of an offensive player. Hasn't been all year. And if he's not going to try to drag a bunt for a base hit or something like that, you need to get a pinch hitter if you've got someone else who can play second base.
No, there's no doubt there. I know Laponis has, I'm sorry,
Loikens has the night off.
Has the night off, so you could have brought him in. And now you're going to have a bunt. That's going to get popped up, but gets back
Allers
out
is
of play.
trying anything he can to get on base because he's in a bit of a slump.
He is 1-for-3 today. But yeah, very unfortunate, especially on one pitch to Tulo that he popped that up. But I got to say, a great job by the catcher having to avoid his first baseman, Connor.
Yep.
Makes the play and ends up holding the ball as he gets tripped by his first
very
baseman.
alert play by Valdez to tag
Absolutely.
and go.
Was able to get to second without a throw. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position for Allers, who tried the bunt attempt. And now will step in and pop that straight up. Just couldn't get his hands back. And that goes to short.
Yeah,
Or
that's
third
an
base, I should say, that the short baseman Irizarry catches at 1, 2, 3, 4. Nashua wastes the opportunity and is out of the inning. Well, we'll head to the top of the 8th. 4-2 is the score. Nashua down. We'll be back here on Nashua ETV's coverage of the Silver Knights baseball.
Yeah, my friends better hear my advice, cause you ain't got no good plan, gonna make that mistake twice. Yeah, my friend, you've been there before. She's gonna rip up your heart and kick you out that door. She's a mean and evil and a little bit more. Doesn't take a genius to figure who she's playing you for.
So we'll head to the top of the 8th. The new pitcher here for Nashua is going to be number 23.
Ben Dean.
Yeah, 6'3", 210, University of Dayton freshman from Swansea, New Hampshire.
Didn't I see where Dayton just got a new coach?
Oh, you're asking the wrong idiot. I don't know that one.
Yeah, I thought I saw that the other day.
That I am not sure of.
Former SNU coach.
Ah. Well, that first pitch that he throws is popped to center and caught by Allers. So 1 pitch, 1 out. As Oates is retired for out number 1. And Storino, who's been an absolute pain in the butt for Nashua today, has been on base 3 times, hit by a pitch, a single and a walk, scored twice. So single-handedly It is Storino versus the Silver Knights tonight, and it's a tied ball game.
Yeah. That's what you would want to see.
Quickly, 2 balls, no strikes in favor of Storino. And that's in there for a strike, peppered by Dean. Got shelled early. He's got a very high ERA. He's looking to work that down, and will do a good job there. Getting strike number 2.
Who did a number on him? It was on the road, wasn't it?
And 1, 2, 3, got him,
Yeah.
swinging. And there's 2 outs here.
He's bounced back nicely here right now with 2 hitters.
Yeah, it was the Bravehearts loss on June 20th, won an inning, 2 runs, 1
Oh, 2
earned,
runs.
2 walks, 4 Ks.
That's not getting shelled.
His
GJ.
ERA was 36 for that game with a whip of 5 the next game on a loss.
2 runs in an inning. That's not getting shelled.
Yeah, well, when your ERA sits at 32.4, that means you're getting kind of shelled.
No.
I don't
Give
know.
up 2 earned runs in an inning, right? That was his only inning, where you go 1.2.
I just checked back out of it, as that's a 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter.
I
Porter.
remember because his hat was always falling off.
So,
and that's
so
what's
far,
happening here.
here's what he got. He's got no wins, 2 losses, 32.4 ERA, 3 games.
All right, so
Inning and inning
Yep.
2/3, 5 Ks, 7 walks, and a hit.
well, there you go. 7 walks, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 hit, 7 walks.
Yeah.
That's what's doing it.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier with the whole Nashua staff. 1-2 pitch, though, inside, just misses.
I remember him because the cap always fell off, and that's what's happening now.
So we'll see if he can come in and close this inning out here.
When he kept the cap on, he got 2 quick outs. Cap's falling off. He's 2-2.
Outside misses.
Ooh, it's a good pitch though. It's got some velocity on it.
A little late movement, took it just a little bit
Yeah.
too far outside.
Yep. And that's a hit. That's a pitch I would expect the hitter to kind of go after.
And we'll see here, 3-2, and that's rocketed.
That's going to
And
be
it will
caught.
be caught by Zorn.
Yeah,
so
that time Zorn saw that. Last night, remember last night he had trouble picking up the ball in left field when it got to be around this time with a gray sky and everything else?
yeah, he had a little trouble. I remember getting
Yeah.
left-footed himself.
Yep.
And a run scored, but Nashua was able to prevail. We'll see if they can do it here as they look to get back onto the hitter's box and try and get some runs across the plate in the bottom of the 8th. 6 more outs left for Nashua to get things back at 4-2 from historic Holman Stadium. We'll be back in a moment.
And we're back here at Holman Stadium. 4-2 the score in favor of the Norwich Sea Unicorns. And GJ, Gavin Hawks is back out there. They are not messing with a good thing.
No, and that could prove to be problematic. He's in his 5th inning of work, and that one's a shot.
That's going to be caught, though.
And that is caught by Stratus, who
Many
played
a
him
hard
pretty
hit
well.
ball have died in left field at Holman Stadium.
So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that may be why Hawks is still in, is he is just cruising
He has
as
his
he's
own-
getting help from the Nashua hitters, just basically putting the ball into the gloves of his defenseman.
Yeah. So I'm missing a hot dog eating contest on Friday night?
Yes, you are.
Son of a gun. Are you taking part?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no, huh? Okay. Are you going to do the dunk tank on the 4th?
Undecided? Possibly. We shall see. TBD, as they say. As Owen Carey swings through that one with authority and misses, and it's 1-1. Yeah, I still am not sure if I recovered from last year's dunk tank, being out there all day for 9 innings in the scorching sun.
I thought you guys took turns.
Oh yeah, that was the idea, Tom. But
but you got stuck with it. Huh?
Whoops.
That's great.
You know, it was a wild game. You know, tons of fun, and I get stuck out there in the dunk tank. It was good though. We had a good time. Kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and that's it. As that one is a strikeout. And then thrown into left field.
Now batting from
But
Northeastern
2 outs here.
University,
Boy.
catcher number
And Scott
21,
Donahue.
Will Foster.
Sort of like Obi-Wan Kenobi in this inning. You're our only hope.
Well, the only inning Nashua was able to do anything against Gavin Hawks was in the 5th when he issued a leadoff walk, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much all he's really done. And then the walk, and then the back-to-back hits by Allers and Laponis.
Allers on an infield hit, and then Laponis with a base hit.
Donahue takes the first offering and puts it foul.
The other Nashua run came in the first inning. A home run by Owen Carey. Second in as many days. Speaking of home runs, River Hart, we hope he gets a speedy recovery from being hit in the elbow.
Yeah, took it just glanced off his elbow pad.
Did he have a pad on? I don't know if he did or not.
He did, yeah, he did it just, it like glanced off the pad and hit that like little bone part that sticks out right near your funny bone. And it just
Okay.
kind of hit that, and that's with the knock that you heard.
Yeah, so he will be back, they say, within a week. That was the early prognosis, because luckily there was no fracture. If it's a fracture, that's it for the season.
And we should mention that this is actually Will Fosberg, who's coming in as a
Yep.
pinch hitter for Donahue.
Fosberg with a big RBI hit last night in the seesaw game. They want to get a lefty bat in there. A couple of them, 3 of them. Kearney's on deck. Carey, Fosberg.
And nice job by Fosberg. He sees that one as it goes away. So he'll end up being the catcher coming in for Donahue. He'll replace him in the field defensively in the top of the 9th inning.
Starting to be action in the Norwich pen. The reliever is loosening up,
And that one goes back.
doing his calisthenics before he starts to throw.
And a young fan gets another souvenir. Something I've always enjoyed is coming to like minor league baseball games or collegiate baseball games. You get to see the faces on the kids when they get a ball. You know, as that one is fair ball and jumps right underneath Connor's glove as Fosberg was on to second. That ball goes into the bullpen. As that could go down as an error. But again, I would say the same thing about the shot to third earlier. That just rattled down the line, a lot of topspin on it, and just snuck under the glove of Connor. I don't know if you really can give him an error there.
I think they did, though.
So right now, nothing yet.
No, they did, didn't they? They hadn't had an error.
No,
until now.
no, the error was the first one, a link. They had an error before, so it looks
okay.
like they might be giving him a hit there. So a hit for, yeah, they give Will Fosberg a single and then an advance.
Yes, it was 7-4, so they give him the 5th hit. Yep, that's it. So a double down the line for Fosberg. Kicking off the glove. And now...
Now a conference Oates
Well,
is...
this conference is to buy some time for the bullpen.
Right, but then if that's the case, then get your manager out there to get the guy going. Like, I have always... Like,
They don't want to waste a trip.
I know, but you're already wasting a trip by the catcher going out there. So
right.
you're wasting one of your trips to go out and have a conversation, whether it's with the catcher,
What's the difference who goes out there? I mean...
Because I think you have a total number, if I'm correct. It's like a total of like 6 or whatever times you can go out, and then you scatter them amongst, like if you go out.
Is that in this league? Is that a rule in this league? That's it.
So I look at it this way. I only question that and think that it might be because every time that there's time called and a catcher goes out to talk, the umpire writes down in his notebook.
Okay, interesting. All right.
So they are counting the number of times that go to the mound, from a mound visit. So
well, it's late in the game, right?
Right.
So that's probably the last time a catcher is going to go out and talk to his pitcher. If anybody needs to talk to the pitcher, it's going to come from the coaching staff. So if they're just going to buy time, just let them, let the catcher do it.
I suppose as
That's
is
a base hit. It
base
should
hit,
score a run.
as Fossborough will come in.
Yep.
So-
They'll be buying some more time now because I think they went 1 inning too long with Gavin Hawks after his defense again let him down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's see if they're gonna, because they had just started to count the stretching and everything else down in the
Yeah,
pen.
it doesn't look like
Doesn't
he is.
look like he's gonna come. You're throwing harder down there. So let's see.
Well, I just saw the coach look down and do a sort of a motion to like speed it up and quicken up the pace down there. So 1 run already in. Kearney, the
And
RBI
now-
single.
Yeah,
He's at first, and now getting out of the way of that foul is Kyle Jackson. But Aiden Zorn, the righty, up there, and he's got some pop in his bat.
He does, but they're gonna let Hawks work his way out of it. And he
popped
may
up,
do
man.
it. Another pop up
That will get
in foul territory, and that is a tough one. And Zorn just slams the bat down in frustration. We've seen that a couple of times tonight from hitters in Nashua. As Hawks does get out of it, that was probably the last time we'll see him. We have played 8 here at historic Holman Stadium. The score, it is Norwich 4, Nashua 3. We'll be back with inning number 9 right after this. Is that the first pitch?
no, close to it.
Yeah, it was the second pitch.
Still, there's a lot of like early pitch counts. Be a better way. It's the top of the 9th inning here. And Ben Dean back on the mound for Nashua as he looks to do exactly what he did in inning number 8, and that is go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to have a tough time doing it. Is that the meat and potatoes of the order? It's the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Stratus, Irizarry, and Link for Norwich. Good thing for Dean. Nashua gets a run back in the bottom of the 8th inning, so it's 4-3. So Norwich clinging to the 1-run lead. Nashua looking to get out of this and get back into the batter's box, as that's right back up the middle. Just doesn't get over the bag.
They did.
there
Got it. Yes.
Hell of a play by Laponis as he goes right behind the bag, slides, get up to his knees, throws it out on time, and 1 out here in the 9th. What a play.
Play of the year at shortstop by T.J. Laponis.
Wow. He went deep in the hole, right up the middle. Slid, popped himself up, and gets it over to Kearney in time.
Highlight stuff.
What a play. I thought that was going to pop up off the bag like it did earlier in this game. But it stayed just above it and allowed Laponis to make the play. Nicely done there. And quickly, there are 2 outs, I should say 2 strikes here to Irizarry. And it looks like that might have hit the umpire as Fosberg will come out and not be called for a conference. He's given the umpire a little time to collect himself and work out the kinks. I know you and I have talked about the battery mates as far as pitcher-catcher relationship, but there's also that catcher-plate umpire relationship too. And very symbiotic for both players as that's popped up. As Valdez will camp under it for out number 2. So 2 quick ones here in the 9th for Nashua and Dean.
It's been a well-pitched game, pretty much, right? I mean, it hasn't been. We're not sitting through ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball. We're not sitting through a lot of those.
Yeah, I would agree. It's funny. Like you always say, guy gets shelled for 6. I would say honestly, both teams scattered 7 and 6 hits repeatedly. Like
yeah,
there was, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like using that as a definition, right?
The only pitcher that got kind of hit, and like we said, it was death by 1,000 paper cuts, was Ryu.
Right.
Left the curveballs up out over the plate.
Well, now Link steps in. First 2 pitches, 1 outside, 1 inside. Both balls, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
Thinking 9th inning. It's 7-8-9.
And that's in there for a strike.
Ruggiero, Valdez, and I would have to think this time they would pitch it for Tulo. But we'll see.
And
Went.
in there, did he
Yeah,
go? He did.
Oh, yeah, he went, no doubt.
So evened up, and it's 2-2. Dean and the Silver Knights looking for the final strike here in the 9th inning. The 2-2 pitch here. And that one's high.
Yeah,
and
right
it'll be full
idea.
count.
Right idea.
I agree with the fastball. I agree with it inside. Should have come a little lower. Go belt to the knees. We'll see if he goes here with a fastball outside, and does, and that's sliced and gets out of play, and it'll be 3-2 again. Yeah, we'll see who Kyle Jackson comes up with and decides to
Let's
see
see
if he empties his bench here in the 9th.
Well, let's see if the Sea Unicorns have double barrel action.
That one
going down
is
there.
popped
Ooh,
up
that's
and
not a
should
pop-up.
be out of here.
That is not a
And a
pop-up.
solo shot by Peter Link as he got all of that one and extends the lead back to 2. It is 5-3, and a very unfortunate situation for the Silver Knights as they look like they were close to being on cruise control in these last couple innings. And Dean gets tattooed for 1 here. And Nashua now has more of an uphill battle when they get to the bottom of the
Yeah,
inning.
that takes a lot of steam out of the momentum that you might gain going to the bottom of the 9th. That's the one thing that Dean could not do. That's the pitch he needed to throw right there. That pitch right there.
Yeah, he missed his spot. Put it right in the kitchen of Link.
Yep.
Sent that out. Off speed, that one is high. And it's 1-1 here to Walker.
Tough one.
And truthfully, other than that blemish, Dean's been pretty good.
But that's a big
outside.
blemish. Unfortunately, in a close game, that's a big blemish.
And we'll see if that changes any of the thought process for manager Kyle Jackson at the bottom of the inning. And that one should do it, as that'll get to the shortstop over to first in time. But the home run extends the lead to 2. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Norwich Unicorns 5, the Nashua Silver Knights 3. 3 outs left for Nashua to make a comeback. We'll be back on Nashua ETV in just a moment.
Welcome back to Holman Stadium, everyone.
And
Tom King along with the guy, GJ.
yes, sir.
The fixture here with the Silver Knights at Holman Stadium. And we got a new pitcher, right?
I was going to say, yeah, new pitcher for Norwich, and that is going to be David Rodriguez. David Rodriguez, 6'2", 240 from St. John's, a freshman from Trevose, Pennsylvania.
So
He'll come in to try and get the last 3 outs here.
So he's played his high school ball in Pennsylvania, and that's where he came from, immediately to Norwich. So now the thing is, Hawks is gone. Let's see what happens.
And that first pitch in there. A little sidearm action from the new pitcher, Rodriguez. Pumped for a strike on the outside corner. Ruggiero at the plate, and he lets that one go. Just misses the outside, and it's 1-1. Again, Valdez scheduled, and Tulo after him as of right now. And swings through that off speed. Got him to chase. Nice job there. That looked like that one just fell off the plate on the corner.
You got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, there haven't been too many called third strikes in this game for Nashua, which is a good thing. But Norwich is doing just that. They're throwing it by them, and this just is not their night at the plate.
Not at all. As down in strikes goes Ruggiero, and now Jeff Valdez will come up. As it looks like on deck will be Drew Loikitz.
Yep.
That on the outside for ball number 1 here to Valdez. Valdez looking to get on base. Ahead of Loikitz, trying to get to Tommy Allers and the rest of the lineup from the top down. And casually swings through that one. Completely fooled, and it's evened up 1-1. Rodriguez working quick on the bump. That one's outside, 2-1. And that looked like it hit him.
It didn't look like it. It did.
As Valdez
Could
takes
hear it
one
from
off
up
the
here.
hands. Yeah.
Could hear it.
So Valdez will get on base
You know, and
for the 4th time today.
Yeah, again, just don't have that 1-run deficit where you can play some things here. You've got to down 2.
So they just checked down first to see if he actually went. Home plate umpire got the check down, and he did not go. So hit by pitch stands. And now the Drew Loikitz, should say, is coming in as a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Valdez putting the oven mitt on as he stands on first. Tommy Allers waiting to get on. Infield double play depth, Link right around the bag. Shading towards short as that's in there for a strike to Loikitz from Rodriguez.
Loikitz does have home run power. We saw it end the game about a week ago, right?
Yeah, on Friday
Friday
walk-off. And that one outside, did he go?
Almost caught Valdez
go?
in no man's land. I don't think he did. I hope the umpire raises his hand.
The umpire, they checked down at first, he didn't go, but you are right, Valdez. This is the second time that Valdez has almost gotten picked off.
Yeah, you know what? If I was Valdez, I would have kept going. I think he would have made it.
I think he would have as well.
Yeah.
On the 1-point pitch, we'll see
But-
if he's going here.
Again, if you're down 1, that's big. If you're not,
And
yeah,
Loikitz,
could
this
end it.
might do it. That's over to 6-4, and 1 for 3, and that
That'll
will
do
do it. As Nashua on a game-ending double play at GEDP will end this game.
Been a pleasure, GJ.
Tom and King, as always, a pleasure.
We'll see you Saturday. I won't be here Friday.
Yes, sir, and I'll take a moment here to wrap things up here on Nashua ETV. Norwich, 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Nashua, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Walks and errors. The Words of the game for Nashua. They gave a few too many walks, extra outs to the Norwich Unicorns, a couple of errors that hurt them in the 5th inning that cost a couple runs. And then obviously Peter Link, the big fly at the end to set the exclamation point to make it the 5-3 game. Just reached the bottom of the hour at 8:30. Time to sign off. Thank you again for joining us here on Nashua ETV. For everybody in the production team who work tirelessly for Nashua ETV, I want to thank you for allowing me onto your broadcast. For Tom King, I'm your boy GJ Mitchell, signing off, saying goodnight. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have a great one. We'll talk to you next time down the road. Bye-bye.